Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RDA. I hope you are doing well. TripleM bringing you 5 things we have learnt against Aston Villa since Manchester United are joint top of the league. I thought I'd make one of these again because there's so many takeaways from yesterday's game, starting with number one. The attitude, the team spirit, the camaraderie for me signals that these players know they are in a genuine title race, or they believe it. Now, I personally don't believe it, and I personally won't believe it or buy into any of the hype until that game against Liverpool at Anfield. But between now and then, you can see that these players believe it. You can see these players know what it means. The camaraderie and the celebrations and everybody gathering around Eric Bailly yesterday evening is something I have not seen in a while. And people can go on and say, oh, you're overreacting, you're blowing it out of proportion. No, I'm not overreacting. You don't need to be a social worker or a psychologist or a sports scientist to see the difference in behavior of players that you have been watching for nearly 18 to 24 months, some of them for only 12 months. I have watched these players throughout, and I have never seen that level of camaraderie after getting 3 points in a league game. In a league game. It's not even a semi-cup final, it's not a quarter final, it's not a final, it's a league game. And these men are celebrating like they qualified for Champions League, fam. I've never seen that. These guys know what's up. Number 2, Eric Bailly is probably one of the best centre-halves in the league when he is fit. That's right, I said it. In terms of talent, in terms of his mobility around the field, his ability to play off the ball. I mean, the Cruyff turns might give you high blood pressure, but the dude is goated with the ball at his feet. Not to mention, number 4, he is a magnificent tackler of the ball. He reminds me of what my vision of Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be if he was a defender. If he was a centre-half, sorry. He is a defender. If he was a centre-half rather than a fullback. But anyways, with that said, the dude's made out of glass. The dude is made out of glass. Actually, he's not even made out of glass. He's made out of porcelain. If you don't know what porcelain is, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, it's the material they use to make those fancy Chinese sculptures. They take ages to make, but if you knock it over, boy, your granny gonna kill you, fam, because those things are expensive, but they are fragile as fuck. And that is Eric Bailly, in my opinion. Moving on then to number 3. Thing number 3 that we have learned. The third thing we have learned. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is no longer a one-dimensional fullback. Defensively, give it the kiss of the shepherd. Kamroulé, 10 out of 10. He is amazing defensively. But going forward, he's adding more to his game. And he's actually getting the assist now. The assist on Martial's goal. And yes, there's a lot of games where he doesn't get an assist. But the crosses, and if we just had a number 9 on the end of it, if Martial can do what he did today more often off of Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw's crosses, golden. Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw played magnificently, but Wan-Bissaka in particular is adding so much more to his game. The link-up play between him and Marcus Rashford last evening was absolutely out of this world. And if he can just continue to improve, even the way he was able to dribble around players, not just wide on the flank outside the box, but also on his way up the field, was actually impressive. He didn't do it that much throughout the 90, but he's a fullback. Fullbacks don't tend to have the ball for prolonged periods of time. It's usually in spurts and in moments in attacks. And so it depends heavily on how the team is playing and whether or not the opposition is allowing for the width. Because if we were playing against, if Villa played the way Wolves played, they would have nullified Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Luke Shaw's threat, because Wolves absolutely stopped us to perfection. But anyways, I digress. Moving on to thing number 4 that we have learned. David De Gea is still a top-class goalkeeper. I don't care what anyone says. The disrespect on this man's name. Growing up as a kid, I didn't start supporting United at a very, at an extremely young age. But what I loved about Manchester United was the goalkeepers. Edwin van der Sar was one of my favorite players growing up. Edwin van der Sar was a player I admired. And then around my teenage years, when I started to follow football more and I started to develop more of a football brain, I found out about David De Gea. And when I saw him have those 3 back-to-back player of the years for Manchester United, I knew this guy was special. And ever since then, I've fallen in love with him. Now, he's not my favorite player at the club currently. My favorite player at the club currently is obviously Marcus Rashford. But De Gea ain't far away from him, man. I don't know what it is about goalkeepers, but I think they are the most disrespected position in football because everybody thinks being a goalkeeper is easy. De Gea bailed us out tonight, man. I know everybody's going to talk about Bailey being the man of the match, but De Gea bailed us out tonight. He bailed us out against Wolves as well. He bailed us out in so many fixtures. And the disrespect, people still saying he should be dropped for this one season wonder from Sheffield United. It's absolutely disrespectful. No offense to Henderson, but he had one good season. One good season. De Gea has a Premier League, mate. De Gea has a Premier League to his name. So I'm not hearing it. De Gea has actually won trophies. He's a proven top-class goalkeeper, not just a one-season wonder. And the fact that people are still talking about Henderson really does my head in, because I really do like this guy. I really do like this guy, and I feel like he deserves more respect. He could have left Manchester United long time ago if he was a bit more of an ambitious player, but he loves the club. He loves the club, and unlike some other people who claim to love the club, he doesn't have his agent coming out talking about how it's his dream to play for Real Madrid, even when he was struggling, and there was that period where he refused to sign a new contract, so I just don't get it. But anyways, moving on to the fifth thing that we have learnt about Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still a tinkerman, and that might not be a bad thing, because it's working. We're joint top of the league. But long term, I'm telling you guys, this is not going to work, because yesterday we played a different formation again. We played a formation with 4 midfielders and Marcus Rashford and Martial in the front. Now, I think it was a diamond. I'm not going to get into the debates about whether or not it was a diamond, whether it was a 4-1-2-1-2, whether it was a 4-4-2 flat. I'm not getting into those debates. Football is a game overcomplicated by idiots. If you look at the way we played, it was a diamond on the ball. Maybe off the ball it morphed into something else, but it was a diamond. Paul Pogba was the left-sided midfielder. Bruno Fernandes was at the 10. Fred was the right-sided midfielder who was sitting back helping McTominay on defense. But when they were going forward, he had the license, and him and McTominay were interchanging a lot. That's what I saw, and that's that in it. It was a different formation, and I don't want to hear anything about it being a 4-2-3-1, fam, because that's bullshit. That was a different formation yet again against Aston Villa, who are a good side, by the way. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is still proving his tinkerman tendencies. He's probably got a degree in mechanical engineering or something, fam, with the way this guy tinkers with this team. But anyways, it's working. So hopefully, if we limp our way to a title, you will not hear any bad things about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer being a tinkerman. You will not hear anything. I will call him a tactical genius if we win this league. And yeah, I said it, But oh, by the way, if we do win this league, I actually have to dye my hair blonde because I made a bet with the other guys on this channel. So I look forward to that. I've always wanted an excuse to dye my hair blonde. So please, United, win the league title so I can do something crazy with my hair. Anyways, peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.